Alright, what's going on, everybody? This is Kracken! Dark Revolution Gaming, what up? This is what I might call in the near future the Krakken's treasure trove of awesomeness. I'm not quite sure. I'm mixing it up a little bit, doing a little bit of podcast of trying this out. It's going to be a podcast that I'm basically going to go through some game development or cool stuff going on in games, and I'm super excited right now, and I will tell you in a minute, but I just want to keep this energy flowing through and hopefully maybe put some to you if you're really tired, or if you have just as much energy, awesome, you can be a spaz like me. Be excited, because great things are happening. 2012 is here. We're all gonna die in like 10 months. That sucks. Oh well. No, freaking Mayans just forgot to continue their calendar because they're like, we're going to be all old by then anyways. Silliness. People think the world's going to end in 2012. I don't. I think it's going to be awesome. I think the world's actually going to get better. Why? Because we're going to see a cool game coming out soon. Oh, and just by the little name of Guildwars2. Alright, sweet. So today, there was this huge announcement that they're going to have beta events in the near future. They already stated that they're going to have them in March and April. So, guess what? It's almost March. So, I'm not surprised to see, hey, guess what? They're actually on schedule, and they're like, hey, guess what? Sign up for the beta. We'll let you know if you get in. And they're doing beta weekends. And basically what it's going to look like is that a whole bunch of people are going to get invited to each beta weekend. I don't think they're going to invite the same amount of people, so they can get a huge range of people for feedback and for craziness. Because I signed up for the beta. Check out the link below for the beta website, so you can sign up yourself if you want to try it out. There's no cost. It's just a beta sign up. It runs a little scan of your computer to see what your rig's running. So if you have an awesome computer, that you might get invited. I don't think they're really gonna discriminate, because they're gonna have this game's gonna be going on. Basically, they want to reach out for as many people out there. So majority of people like myself only have, I got a pretty good rig. Wish I had a better one, especially the game's coming out really soon. I'm mostly a PC gamer, so all the console players out there, I don't have a problem with you. I love consoles, but I just don't have one, so that's just the difference. Alright, so Guild Wars 2, you can sign up for the beta. Yeah, it runs a little scanner in your computer, then shoots up to their website and lets them know, and then you get registered. You get an email, say, yo, you're registered. We'll let you know. We'll email you again if you get chosen. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised if a lot of people get invited, especially because they're doing beta weekends. It doesn't mean that they're just going to have an ongoing beta. It's going to be really, really quick, like 3 days, like Friday night. Guess what? You can jump in the beta. You can download it before probably, just get playing, and then Sunday night, boom, the servers are offline. They're going to keep doing it, and they're probably going to say, hey, go up on our forum. There's probably going to be some private forum, because there's going to be a what they call, I want to say, an NDA, or let me see what it's called. I forget. Oh my goodness. Basically, you can't tell anybody about your beta experience until after everything's done. So if you would really enjoy the beta and you're having a great time, guess what? You can record it, but you just can't post it anywhere up online. You can't talk about it with your friends, quote unquote, haha, like that's gonna happen. I got news. If I get in the beta, I'm gonna be telling my friends, and I'm gonna tell them all about it, because this game is gonna be super sweet. Anyways, alright. Why is it gonna be super sweet? Dude, Kraken. I don't even know about this game. What the heck is it? It could be a freaking puzzle-based game that's more like chess. Okay, it's not, so don't worry about it. Alright. This is going to be an MMORPG, which is basically a massive multiplayer online game that is a role-playing game. But you don't have to wear your elf ears while you play it. You can just play it like a normal game, just like Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, StarCraft 2. Come on, it's thinking about different game genres. You can just play it like a normal dude, like I am. Anyway, so it is going to be in a fantasy setting. It's going to have this huge fantasy world. It's going to be sweet. Looks really, really like more like positive, like bright colors and sweet. But there's also going to be a dark side. So there's going to be mad bosses that smack you in the face that are going to be undead, and you're going to be like molting and like just disease ridden. So there's going to be very intense, very, very drastic differences. But one thing is, I've seen a couple of videos, haven't been able to play it myself, because guess what? I didn't get invited to the press beta event. Oh, because I'm not press. Okay, it's okay. I forgive you, ArenaNet. I know you want me to be in there as soon as possible, but the Kraken will be released. Alright, anyways, so fantasy setting, there's going to be 5 unique races. They're going to have the Sylvari, which are these new crazy things. Guess what? This game doesn't have elves in it. What MMO and what fantasy game doesn't have elves? I think it's awesome because elves have pointy ears and they're always way too touchy, and I feel like it's Edward Cullen all over again, only they don't sparkle. Which some games, they do sparkle, so be prepared. But Sylvari don't sparkle, so that's awesome. They're going to be like these plant-like creatures that basically this big tree crapped out. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. It had like this tree somehow got a conscience, and it was like, oh, I need spawn so I can go check out the world because I'm a tree and I can't move. Oh, suck. So it basically had these little humanoid, like plant-like creatures, but they're plants. So when you cut them open, they don't bleed blood; they bleed sap, I guess, which is kind of sticky and gross. And I would think if you cut them and they would bleed on the ground, they would be stuck to the ground. It's kind of awkward because, I mean, they're stuck to the ground. Anyways, okay. Now then we also have the Asura, which they're gnomes. Only they have weird shaped heads and they look even weirder. So when people don't like gnomes anyways, they even want to punt them even more, and they kind of have annoying voices, but it's also really, really funny because they're supposed to be like these intelligent, I mean, they're gnomes. They're supposed to be super intelligent. They got these golem things that are like big robots that are all cool and stuff like that, so I'm really pumped. I'm probably going to play one. We'll see. They look like they have some pretty sweet racial skills, like making a golem suit, jumping in it, and running around smacking people with it. That sounds pretty awesome. Alright, and then we have the Norn, which are basically ginormous people. They are huge. Like, the dudes have, like, their walls, basically. They are, I think, over 9 feet tall. I think that some of the dudes are, like, 12 feet tall. I saw some of the beta coverage. The Norn guys are, like, twice the size of human people, which I believe they probably have them between 5'10" and 6 foot around range. Depends. But Norn are basically huge people, but they're also basically have this kind of like northern heritage, and they kind of remind me a lot of dwarves, only it's the opposite. They're huge. So, cool beans, Norn. Char, they are basically cat/wolf things that have horns. Yeah, they run on all fours, which is really sweet. They look like they're really cool. They're basically warlike. Trying to think of a race in other games that might look like the Char. Worgen a little bit. Only they're not cursed. Char don't cry about being cursed. But basically, cat wolf dudes with horns, but they're not Tauren because they don't have hooves. Okay, and then we have humans. They look like me. Because I'm a champion. Only the Kraken does not look like a human. What's up? But I'm a human, so it's okay. Alright. Next subject. Basically that's the game. It's gonna be sweet. But don't worry. If you don't know anything about the game, it's still gonna be awesome. I'll cover more. Alright. Question is, alright, what's so good about this game, Kraken? Come on. Alright, well, one thing is, Guild Wars 2, they're nuking the Holy Trinity, which is the tank, DPS, and healer classes. They're gone. Guess what? Psh, psh, psh. And bleh. No more, oh, looking for tank. Oh, looking for healer. Healer looking for group. I suck at this game because I'm a healer. Yeah, basically nuking that whole setup. Everyone is just people and they're just classes, professions, whatever you want to call them. They can do everything. Basically, there's no aggro table to fight for, like, oh no, tank, there's something on me. Oh, there's no tank, so I can't complain. You can kind of have your class set up. You can set up your skills like more tanky, but every class can do that. That's the cool thing. And the thing is, it's not like that's gone. Everyone's going to have to still heal, tank, and DPS, but there's no set roles. So everyone can switch off those set roles on the fly, which is awesome. That's why I'm super stoked about this game. They're going to go very, very unconventional, which is sweet. ArenaNet is jumping off. They're not just jumping off these like stepping over the line here. They're leaping over it and like off a cliff into the ocean when there's a huge storm on the head and there's pandas in the horizon. Oh, that was a statement towards a game that I used to play, but it's gonna suck. Anyways, okay, so they're nuking the Holy Trinity. So, no more tank DPS, everyone can do everything, and it's going to be more cooperative. In dungeons, there's going to be basically, oh, here's a boss. He's going to smack someone in the face, and they can't take another hit. Oh, someone else has to, jump in line for that, or, hey, guess what? We got to control these ads. Oh, hey, guess what? You got to stun the crap out of this ad while we nuke another ad down, because otherwise our whole group's going to fail. Or, hey, guess what? I need to heal. Hey, guess what? You need to heal me now. And it's just crazy. So they're just nuking the Holy Trinity, making it more cooperative in gameplay like that. There's not going to be raids in this game, so endgame content's going to be a little bit different than any other game you've ever seen. But it doesn't mean there's not going to be quote-unquote endgame content. It's going to be totally different, though. Besides that, I was on nuking of the classic questing system in Guild Wars 2. Alright, guess what, guys? I'm going to be a little bit more relaxed. Hopefully, maybe not. We'll see. So, they're nuking the classic questing system by grabbing dynamic events into it, which is basically going to be these big they had those in Rift, you could say, they say quote-unquote rifts, which are basically a tear in the fabric of the elements or whatever, and then basically it was super repetitive because they were just rifts, and there's a certain number of mobs in the first wave, and then there's a second wave, and then there's a fourth wave. I only played for 5 minutes, well, longer than that, but I saw how those things were set up, and they were extremely, extremely repetitive. So, but in Guild Wars 2, guess what? They're not going to have it like that. It's not going to be, oh, guess what? There are Guild Wars Rift things. They're not going to have that. No. It's going to be, guess what? These pirates are invading a coastal village, and you need to help defeat the pirates. The only super difference about this and Rift, which Rift, I guess, had also, alright, so people that are yelling at me that have played Rift, love Rift, or whatever, Rift did have a little bit of this in their zone, invasions or whatever that they had, which was basically a huge army come in and they, take over a whole zone or something like that. Okay, so Guild Wars 2, basically a lot of dynamic events that they've talked about in the past have been the dynamic event isn't just this one event, and it's not just contained in this one place. Say there's a bunch of pirates invading a coastal village, and you're a Asura warrior, and you're nuking them up, go, 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 but the only problem is it's only you and 3 other people, and you guys are holding the line and keeping strong and going blah, and attacking everything that's inside and going blah, 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 and just nuking everything. You have this giant sword that you're just wailing on everybody, just killing every single pirate that you can. The only problem is the pile of dead bodies that is around you is 40 feet high, and the rest of the thousands of pirates are going around, and you can't save the village because there's not enough of you. Like, that can happen. You can fail an event, and there will be repercussions for it. It's not going to be like, oh, guess what? You fail, you suck. Go delete your computer and never play this game again. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be crazy. Guess what? This town is now owned by these pirates, and it's going to be, and everyone's going to be running, and they're going to go to like a different village or something like that. But the pirates have their camp set up there, and then you're going to have to either, get rid of them to have everyone come back to the village. But the thing is, if you don't get rid of the pirates, they're going to start spreading through the countryside of that zone. And there's going to be a chain of other dynamic events that are coming on. So, like, pirates are going to have, like, raiding parties into another village, further inland and stuff like that. And you're going to have to stop that. So, I think it's just crazy sweet that they're having it. And, like, those events, like, if you participate in them, you will get credit for everything you kill. And there's not going to be any kill stealing in this game. And there's not going to be, oh, man, like, this guy came up and he's level 80 and it's a level 20 dynamic event and I'm only level, 18 and I'm only having fun, and all of a sudden he's going to go in there and nuke everything. That isn't going to happen either, because they're going to sidekick people down, the sidekick system is basically, hey, guess what? You're level 80. You're in a level 20 zone. If you go in combat, oh, guess what? We're going to knock you down to level 22 or something like that. It's only going to be a few levels above the content. So it's going to be easier than you were going to do it at the content, but it's not going to be a joke. So you can go back to a starting level zone, and you will be starting level, equivalent to starting level. You'll probably have all your skills if you're level 80 and maxed out and stuff like that. I'll get into the skill business real soon. But the thing is, they're going to sidekick you down, so the content won't ever be just like, oh, there's a level 2 guy, and I'm just going to nuke him and nuke everything in the area and make it basically be a party pooper for everyone in the area. The content's going to be challenging for you at any level, which is so sweet for me, because, and especially another sweet thing about this game is there's going to be, people won't be able to gank you because everyone's on the same side. But I'll get into PvP in a second. Actually, I will get into it real soon. Okay, so that is also another awesome thing about the dynamic event system, and just the how they have questing set up in Guild Wars 2. There will be class-specific quest-ish things, and they're going to call them skill challenges. And basically what it is I'm not exactly positive, but what I've heard is that you have to complete this challenge, like either kill a boss or do some other crazy thing, and then you'll be able to get a skill point that you can unlock a utility skill which you have on your bar. They're changing the skill setup a little bit. I'll probably have a picture of it during this podcast of the skill bar and what it looks like. The first 5 skills are going to be your weapon skills. The next 5 on your right hand corner are going to be your utility skills, and your utility skills you can change on your own, and it's going to be a certain amount of skills that you can have on your bar with your build to be utility skills. Usually most of these utility skills will have cooldowns on them, and they will be awesome. And you're going to have a number 10 skill, which is going to be your elite nuking skill. So basically, if you are a Char warrior, you're going to pull out a nuclear weapon and blow up everything. No, not really. But it will be your elite skill. So basically, 1 through 5 are going to be your weapon skills. 6 through 10 are going to be 6 through 9 are going to be your utility skills. Your number 6 skill will always be your heal. So guess what? Like in WoW or something like that, you're just like, okay, I got everything keybinded. Oh crap, I'm on my priest, I'm not on my mage. Oh jeez, where's my skill? Where's my 9. Oh, that's not it. Basically, that's not gonna happen anymore. 6 is your dedicated heal skill, which some people might go, I don't want to have that. Wouldn't be a bit surprised if they're gonna let you change that. But that's just how it is set up. Super sweet. All right, but people might think, like, oh, what, Kracken? You just said something about weapon skills. What is that? All right, so your skills are tied to your weapon that you have in your hands. So if I'm a warrior and I have a two-handed sword, I'm gonna have some kind of AOE like cleave abilities on my for one attack, and I'm gonna have a stabbing ability because I have this huge sword in my hand. Another attack, I'm gonna have this ginormous like swooping strike down that might knock down or knock away an enemy on my third attack. And basically what it is, if you have a two-hander, all 5 skills have to do around that, but your skills revolve around what weapon you have in your hands. And you might say, wait a minute, there's no customization in that. You can't have, I want to have this skill or this skill or this skill or this skill. Like in Guild Wars 1, they had over like 2,000 skills that you could choose from. Guild Wars 2 is, you could say they're dumbing it down a lot. The only problem is in Guild Wars 1, there's only a few builds that were actually viable. So they're just cutting to a chase. Instead of giving you a bunch of random skills that you might be able to make this crazy build off of, they're gonna be making it, guess what? This weapon has these skills which are viable in this situation. This weapon has this skills that are viable in this situation. So it's pretty crazy, and they're also gonna let you dual wield. And basically, your main hand. If you're dual wielding, say if I'm dual wielding 2 like swords or whatever, I'm gonna go around slashing people. The first 2 skills on your bar, or your first 3 skills, are gonna be your main hand if I'm a warrior, and then the other 2 are gonna be for your offhand. And if you change that up and say you can have a horn in your hand because you're horny, no. You can't have a horn in your hand, but doesn't mean you're horny. Gross. Get your mind out of the gutter, people. Please. The horn can do like this buffing, or you can do something else crazy, but it's going to change with whatever weapon has in your hand. But even though that might seem like it's just cutting down dumbing down the game, you could say, you can switch between 2 weapons in combat all the time. So you're going to have your main weapon set, and you're going to have your secondary weapon set. And so that basically is, you're going to have 10 skills that you can change on the fly, and then you're going to have your utility skills, which you're going to have all the time anyways. And so even though you only have 10 skills available to you, so you don't have all these action bars everywhere, it's going to be, you're going to change your skills, and you're going to set up how you want to play your character in whatever way. You might want to go around with 2 axes in your hands because you like that kind of setup, because you're going to have a new unique set of skills in that setup, or you're going to have a different unique set of skills into one-handed swords, or a huge mace, or a axe, or a hammer. It might be a mace too, not sure. Anyways, so that's a sweet setup. I think it's an awesome setup because when you see a warrior coming at you with a two-handed sword, you will know what he has on his bar if you've played a warrior, or if you just know the game. So in PvP, which I'm going to get to in the next thing, like, you will know what's coming at you, what to expect, anyways, like, that even broadens the game up too, because, like, say in World of Warcraft, when you see a arms warrior, which is a two-hander guy, you know he's going to have whirlwind, you know he's going to have knockdown, which is a 4-second stun. You know what he's going to have. The only thing is, you only got to watch out for a couple of skills that you know he has. The thing is, you can see a two-handed warrior, which in Guild Wars 2, come at you with a two-handed axe and go, oh no, he has a different set of skills than another warrior with a two-handed sword, but they both can be viable. But they they might have two or totally different game setups, skill setups, how they play, how they move, all this other stuff. Super sweet. I love it. I can't wait for this game. I can't stress that enough. Alright, another question which I probably basically already answered. Kracken, is there going to be PvP? Yes, there will be PvP. Oh, yeah. It's going to be sweet. Basically, the combat system in Guild Wars 2 is really, really action-oriented. So basically, there's a dodge meter or dodge energy bar on your character, and you can dodge out of the way of attacks, which could be projectiles, could be spells, could be obviously melee attacks. So you can dodge out of the way of a lot of damage, which makes this more action-oriented, and it's not going to be just a number pounder like it is in World of Warcraft, which is super sweet, makes the game more intuitive, and rewards a lot of skill, which is awesome for me because I like people that reward skill. Alright, there's also going to be Battlegrounds, or BGs, what do you want to call them, Structured PvP, 5v5, probably going to be a lot of, maybe 10v10, we'll see, probably going to be new patches coming out once the game does release. It's going to be sweet, and they're probably going to open up PvP. They're really focused on PvP, which is awesome, but they're also really focused on PvE, so which I'm cool with too. But I'm super stoked for PvP because I love PvP. Then there's also going to be this huge, earth-shattering kind of PvP, which is called World v World, which is going to be three servers battling out on 4 different maps. Basically, one map is for your home server, one map is in the middle, and one map's in the middle that you're all trying to conquer. But and then you have one map for each server, so we have 3 maps on like the kind of like a triangle thing, and in the middle is going to be the big map, which is going to be sweet. So that is my biggest excitement for this. All right, that covers the Kraken awesomeness for today. I just have a few questions for you guys. What did you think of this silliness? This podcast that we have here? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you want to strangle me right now? Because I have a terrible way of being ADD. I didn't really say any jokes. I hope I was funny. It wasn't meant to be a comedy thing, but I just hope I was entertaining. Basically gave you my opinion on this different gaming things. I will probably do this for a couple different games that I'm interested in, or if there's games that you are interested in and you want to my thoughts on them, I will definitely let you know. Okay. Well, this has been Kracken, so keep it classy, folks.